Finally, the Chucky show is here. It's been a while since this was announced, and honestly, when they did the remake, I thought, is this canceled or are we just done with the original storyline? Because typically, with a franchise like this, a horror franchise, you don't see them making like a remake and then going back to the original and continuing that. And then will Child's Play, the remake, get a sequel as well? Will we have like two different Chucky series running simultaneously from different units? I don't know if that's ever been done.
Yeah, it'll be interesting if that does happen.
Yeah.
But,
So as you can tell, we're very excited for the Chucky series. I've been a big Child's Play fan pretty much my entire life. I mean, obviously the first one didn't come out till I was like 6, I think, or something like that. I want to say it was 6 when it came out, and you weren't born.
I wasn't.
You weren't too far off of being born, but
no, but close. I didn't exist yet.
Not yet. But yeah, so all right, we are going to talk spoilers. I mean, if you're a Chucky fan, I feel like this is the kind of show you're going to watch it.
Yeah.
Right? You're either a fucking Chucky fan or you're not a Chucky fan. So I don't need to tell you to watch the show. Mm-hmm. I'm here to discuss the show. But we both enjoyed it very much.
Yes.
But I do want to preface that by saying that my feelings on the series as a whole is that outside of the remake, I'm a big fan of the series. Mm-hmm. We both love Seed.
Yes. Yeah.
So I feel like that immediately kind of, gets us in trouble with some of the people watching this. And they're like, our opinion's shit, right? And that's fine. But I want that known. Yeah. Like, I want it known that there is, like, a fanboyism maybe happening here or fangirlism happening here. But I do love the Chucky franchise. Mm-hmm. Like, of all of the original 7 films, I enjoy the hell out of all of them. I don't really have one I dislike.
Yeah, neither do I.
So Chucky's a character I very much like, and I like what Mancini does with him. Mm. Now that's not going to work for a lot of people. They want to dismiss Seed and Bride pretty much altogether. They don't like the comedic tone.
I love it.
And then they like more of the Curse style. Mm. And then Colt kind of goes a little bit more silly-ish at times, but it's still pretty scary. Yeah. Like, trying to be anyway. Anyways, so let's talk about the show itself. So we are going to talk spoilers from here on. But as I said, I don't need to sell you on the show. You're the Chucky fan or you're not. You already know you're going to watch the show. Moving on from that. So the Death by Misadventure, I think.
Misadventure.
So we get our main character kid here.
Jake.
Who's going to be the Andy of the show, or is he? How into this is he going to be? So, all right. What did you think of Jake right off the bat?
I mean, I loved him. I thought he's sad. He's a really sad character, obviously, because he's being bullied, because he's different and gay. Is kind of like the main thing. Yeah. So I found that pretty sad, but I like how weird he is. I love the doll motif, and the statue that he's making in the beginning is super cool. I was really excited to see that, and it makes sense, that he's collecting dolls so that he can make that statue, and that's part of the reason why he buys the Chucky doll. Sure. So, yeah, what about you?
Yeah, I like him. I don't know how I'll feel about him in the future, just because we're both kind of wanting him to be in on it with Chucky. But I think what is going to make him a more interesting character is the confliction of morality. Yes. Right? Yeah. Like, he's going to be fighting this. I mean, he even defends his father after his father broke all his shit and told him he'd kill him if he ever said he was gay again, all this awful shit.
Oh gosh,
he still kind of defended his father, like, oh, he was cool once. It was the death of my mother that really like, kind of sent him over the edge. And I could understand that. I mean, we don't know his relationship with his father. Maybe it was amazing.
Yeah.
And then his mom dies, and then all of a sudden he just freaks the fuck out. I don't know how recent the mother's death is.
Yeah.
So he could still be mourning that loss pretty heavily. I mean, it doesn't excuse his actions for sure.
No, not at all.
But yeah, I mean, I feel like if Jake was just straight out bloodthirsty,
right,
it wouldn't make for a very interesting character. So he's got to remain in that kind of gray area.
Yeah, I think there needs to be like a turning point. I did sort of think by the end of the episode that he would be kind of happy that his father was dead. But I mean, he says, like, during the dissection scene that the sight of blood, kind of messes him up.
Sure.
So he definitely isn't a violent person.
You're going to get used to that.
Yeah. But I mean, I like Chucky kind of stepping in, like you said, as like a legitimate friend to him. He's trying to.
It's going to be a friend of the end.
Revenge these bullies, and I think that's interesting because. I don't know. I mean, I do want to see Jake as a morally gray character. I want to see him have that point where he's either totally on board or, trying to fight him.
Yeah.
So, like, up until that point, being morally gray, I mean.
Right. I mean, Chucky really hasn't had a friend, right, in this series. And that was kind of his whole gimmick as a toy in the first film, is that he's your friend till the end, and it was like the purpose that Chucky served. And of course Andy loved him at first and was very friendly with him, but before he really realized what he was, Jake now knows what he is, and he even took the doll with him.
Yes.
Right? It's not like he dismissed the doll, threw him away. Like, he threw the doll away once he found out there was no batteries in him. Which I definitely thought Chucky's head was going to turn back, a little homage to the first one. But he doesn't. He's more afraid of him that he's moving without the batteries. And then once he's, like, killing people, then he takes him with him.
Yeah.
So that's an interesting one. It's almost like... I don't know. It's almost like he does want him there. Because he does. I mean, he sticks up for him.
Sure,
He's like the only fucking person that's ever stuck up for him.
Yeah,
right?
Absolutely.
Multiple times now. I mean, as horrible as his tactics may seem, killing his father, he sticks up for him.
He's on his side, yeah. I think, too...
Which we know he's not.
Right. He obviously wants something from him. But I think part of it might have also been, like, he leaves him with his science teacher and he makes it back to the house. So maybe he's also kind of thinking, like, if I leave him with the police, like, he'll still end up coming back to me. So might as well just take him with me.
So what is Chucky's goal here?
Yeah.
I mean, we've already established in Cult that he's Chucky, the killer doll. He says that in Seed, I think, right? Yeah, it's in Seed. In Seed, when they're about to transfer the bodies with the heart of Dumbella, Tiffany's in there, and she's like... Or no, I'm sorry, not Seed. Wait, is it Seed? No, I'm thinking this Bride where he does that. Or is it in Chuck? It doesn't matter, but at some point during one of those, he's like, I'm Chucky the killer doll, and I dig it. Right? He's into it. He doesn't want to fucking... Yeah. He doesn't want to be anything. No, because... Yeah, it has to be Seed.
It's Seed, yeah.
It has to be Seed because... he's all down to become Method Man.
Right, yeah.
Right?
Yeah, no, he's embraced that he's a killer doll, which it's cool to see, So I don't know if he's going to want to...
He doesn't want to transfer his soul anymore. That's not his goal anymore. So, I don't know what his goal is anymore. To kill a lot of people? Like, he just wants to kill?
Yeah.
But why attach himself to one kid?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
Because he wants a friend?
Maybe.
He's lonely?
Right? Well, that's why I said it would be cool, to see Jake, like, as, like... a friend to him as well, and like kind of in on it and wanting to help him murder people. But like as of right now at the end of this episode, I don't think he's there. I think he's just kind of scared and confused and unsure of what's going on. So we'll have to see, as more episodes come out and the story progresses, what that ends up being like. But
well, we know that this isn't the only doll, right?
Yeah.
So we'll definitely, I mean, this is Mancini. anybody who thinks that any of the past films stuff isn't up for grabs here is crazy. Like, a lot of people are like, oh, well, like, we'll never see Glenn or Glenda again. And it's like 100% you will.
Yeah.
100. Well, I should say 99% you will. Like, he's not dismissing. He loves Glenda. Glenn or Glenda. Like, he fucking, like, Dan Mancini loves that character.
Yeah.
And I love that fucking character. We're like that
great.
weird couple that dislikes that character, and no one else seems to. But yeah, I mean, the phone call that he gets off of eBay has got to be Andy Barclay. I mean, I thought for a second it was a phone call they had in a different movie. We checked, it isn't.
No.
But he is living in Hackensack, which is where Charles Lee Ray was raised. And at 8 years old, he becomes orphaned because his family's murdered. Now, we can only assume that he murdered his family, but he could have witnessed his family get murdered, and this is what turns him into Charles Lee Ray as we come to know him.
Yeah. I'm really excited to get more backstory with that and what his childhood was like. I think that'll be really cool to see. Especially if that is like the start of him murdering.
Yeah. So. I'm just curious on like what this box frame in the opening and the ending is that we see through. Like, we both thought that
he was in a box.
That he was in a box, like the Good Guys doll box. And then it shows that it's just, he looks in the mirror and it's Charles Lee Ray. It's almost like those are Chucky's dreams that he's having, and now he sees the world through a box like he did. Like, I'm just stretching, I'm reaching here, but I don't know why it's in a box. I mean, yes, that's the kind of, because when he went to the mirror, I thought he was going to be filming on like,
or like in a costume or something.
8mm or whatever the fuck people used to film on. 16mm? What the fuck was it? I don't know. I'm not that old. Okay, we did not film. We had VHS camcorders when I was a kid. Okay, well, Beta actually, and then VHS, but it was not around for like fucking. Well, the crank. It was not around for that one.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that's a style choice or. I assume it has meaning though. Like, I think the dream interpretation, like maybe that's a memory of his, and he's sort of seeing it through the box because he's in Chucky's body now. He's in the Good Guy's doll body. Is possible, but I don't know.
It was cool to see some horror alums here. We've got Devon Sawa from the Final Destination franchise, or well, just the first one anyway. And then we've got Lexa Doing Dong Dongy doing. I don't know how to fucking Doing. I don't know if I can say her last name. But she's Rowan from Jason X, and when I saw her name on screen, I was like, "Holy shit!"
Yeah.
You know, I know. Like, I saw her in Arrow, but I don't know. Seeing her in horror again is kind of cool. You know, because I am a big fan of Jason X. I always have been. Another film that's hated that I like, but it's cool to see her. So we've got this kid who has some kind of true crime podcast.
Yes.
That Jake is into. And obviously there's going to be some kind of like investigation done into Charles Lee Ray through this kid. And they're going to start to uncover the roots, the history, and why he came back. I mean, he specifically came back to his hometown. Yes. Right? So he's there for a reason. What that reason is, he just wants to be home. I don't know. Evil comes home. It's Myers' house. Yeah. It's, they always return home. Freddy's attached to, the house on Elm Street. So it could just be that, but they'll get into the history of him in further installments of this. I don't know. I think this is 10 episodes, and I think we've already had it confirmed that we're going to see Kyle, we're going to see Andy, we're going to see Tiffany, we're going to see these legacy characters, which, at this point, although Tiffany now is is actually Jennifer Tilly.
Right.
So will people see her and be like, oh my God, it's Jennifer Tilly.
Right.
Like, what happened to you? Where'd you go?
I know.
And will she have Glenn or Glenda?
Right.
The actual physical, like, adult children. But, well, how old would they be at this point? Because this is after Seed. They're children.
Yeah.
And how far... Because this is supposed to be... I read on somewhere... Now, don't fucking quote me on this, but I saw somewhere that supposedly this show takes place 2 weeks after Colt. If that's accurate, I don't know how old they're supposed to be by Colt, but I would assume teenagers. Mm-hmm. So if we see any redheaded kids in his school, like new students, I could see that happening.
Yeah,
I could see like, oh, we got to transfer from these new students.
They like want to be friends with him.
And their names are like Gary and Janessa.
Gary and Janessa.
Some other G names. They might not want to make it too obvious at first. But every fucking person who knows the franchise is going to know that's Glenn or Glenda.
Yeah.
And Glenda's the one that's the crazy one, right?
Right.
And Glenn is the one that's like...
That's normal.
Is
normal.
So we think. So we know.
Yeah.
Will we see a Glenn or Glenda doll again? Will we see a Tiffany doll again?
Yeah. I don't know. I mean,
because we see the doll in her back seat at the end of Colt, right? She has the Tiffany doll.
Yeah. I don't know. I follow Jennifer Tilly on like Instagram, and she posts a lot of updates about the Chucky TV series, and I don't remember seeing anything with her with the Tiffany doll. There's a lot with her with Chucky, but I don't know.
I mean, she doesn't want to be in the doll.
Yeah.
Like, she made that very clear.
Right.
She wants to be in a body.
Yeah.
So she has no interest in getting into a doll again. But if he can split personalities, Jennifer Tilly's Tiffany could stay Jennifer Tilly's Tiffany. And she could split her personalities into dolls. So you could have a Tiff, two different Tiffs. Yeah. Right?
Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't know if we'll see her, but I mean, that would be great.
He has to have a purpose for coming back to Hackensack.
And we definitely haven't seen anything yet of that. It's just this whole episode was pretty much setting the stage for Jake's, family life and his school life and how he gets a hold of Chucky. So, I mean, I'm super excited for the next episode and to see what else happens. So, absolutely, it was great. Yeah, it
was good to see that. USA and Sci-Fi made this R-rated.
Yes.
I mean, if they try to do this more, TV friendly. What'd you think of Chucky's kill in this, of vomiting alcohol? That was a little, jarring at first. I was like, what the fuck is happening with Chucky right now? Kind of reminded me of Team America.
Yeah, I don't know, he always looks, scary and kind of funny when he's animated. It's this weird, it's the uncanny valley thing when he moves his face. I'm just like...
It varies in this episode, though,
it
right?
Does,
the animatronics or the CGI or the combination of both or whatever the fuck is going on. In one place, I think it's the vomiting alcohol place or something. It's something where around there. It looks a little weird. Yeah. It's it's moving wrong.
I think it might be the alcohol vomiting thing because
I don't know what's going on here. But then when he gets up in Jake's new room at the new house and he's walking around and talking to him, it looks fantastic.
Oh yeah, it looks wonderful.
So it was real weird, one looked not so good and then the other one looked excellent.
Well, so the kill was kind of unexpected. I thought that he was just drinking the alcohol because I just thought he was doing that. Yeah. So that was cool that he killed him that way, and I like that it, looks like an accident, right? His dad's an alcoholic. But as far as Chucky looks great. He looks so good in this, especially compared to the new one.
Oh my god.
Which is horrid. So there's just, I think that scene, and then there was maybe one other where it looked a little off, but again, I kind of feel like
Chucky doll.
I kind of feel like it's just the uncanny valley thing for me that makes him look a little weird sometimes, or I'm like
I mean, I get that, but that was just something was off.
Yeah.
They just didn't nail the effects in that scene.
Yeah.
They could have made, I mean, if they made it look as good as it is at the end, why is it off here?
I don't know.
Right, so that's just a fuck up on their part, but whatever. I mean, if it can look like it does at the end of the show for the rest of the show,
I'll be so happy.
Now, a very important question that I have to ask Haley here. Have you ever Googled why your farts smell so good?
No, I haven't.
No? Are you into Pokemon porn?
No.
That was not a not anymore. It's not convincing.
There's this kind of like, satisfaction of seeing the bullies get bullied back, even though, I don't know if that's necessarily the right way to deal with bullying, is to just kind of turn into the bully, but it's Chucky. Like,
it is for me.
He's not going to be nice, even if Jake maybe would have handled it differently. Like, I like how Chucky handles it, because he's kind of giving her a taste of her own medicine, and she's clearly the bitch of the school, and she's in middle school. Like, these are all middle school kids, so they're like 8th grade, because he's 14.
They say 8th grade.
It's an awful, middle school is rough. Middle school is really rough, and
if you're in a place where they have middle school, some places,
I guess don't.
Yeah, they just go straight from 8th. Some have
college,
K through 12.
Yeah.
Like the same school for the whole thing, which is fucking wild.
Well, I think they still call it middle school, because you have the elementary school, middle school, and high school. Like, it's still the grade division.
No, I've definitely met kids that are like, no, we don't have a middle school.
I don't know.
They just go straight from 8th to high school.
Well,
So there's K through 8 and then high school. But anyway.
But it sucks, though, that age. And then, there's just so many awkward things when his dad is like, he's 13, he doesn't know what he is. And it's like, that's definitely the age when you start to, wonder, you start to have puberty, so you're interested in guys or girls or both or whatever.
Sure.
So he definitely is aware of what he's feeling.
What are you thinking about Junior, the cousin here? Is he on the level?
No.
He seems very conflicted. Lexi, right, is his girlfriend?
That's his girlfriend. I don't know.
She's a total cunt.
She definitely is, but I think that he is also kind of an asshole, honestly. I mean, everything with the dinner, she's not there to influence him in any way. But the podcast guy says, and
I almost feel like he was pushing the dad's buttons, more trying to open it up, hey, your son's gay.
But, I mean, even if he's doing that, he has to know that the dad's going to take it out on Jake. You know what I mean? It's still... I mean, I don't think that,
they're BFFs, but no. I do think that they are going to become...
Yeah, I can definitely see them having some kind of...
bonding
time, for sure. But as of right now, I definitely don't like him. I think he's entitled and an asshole, like I said. But
they have that fucking house as a mansion.
Jesus, with that crystal chandelier.
The stark contrast, right?
Yes,
of
yeah.
One brother versus the other, and what one's achieved. So, what do you think the chick from Jason X, the mom, what's up with her? She's having an affair. I think that's what we're supposed to be led to assume. Yeah, but maybe not.
Maybe not. I don't know. It could be. That could be anything, really. I think we don't have enough information right now to know, but it feels like an affair. I mean, she leaves the tense family dinner to go call somebody and is like, I need to see you. I'm with my family, though.
And how did Chucky get to that girl's house that was selling him in a garage sale?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, she doesn't know either, because it's obviously not her.
But he's in her house.
Yeah.
And he just so happens, it's not like he befriends Jake. He just so happens to be bought by a 14-year-old boy.
Yeah.
Right? So, why he's there and why he lets himself get sold, in a garage sale, he's trying to find somebody.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's possible he's trying to get back to his home, which is kind of what I thought,
Chucky can get anywhere.
Yeah, but I don't know. But that doesn't make sense, obviously, because Jake ends
Chucky's fucking driving a car in Seed.
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe he's trying to find some living relative or something, perhaps, but...
I mean, he did have Glenn or Glenda to work the pedals.
Right.
So
I don't know.
So maybe he does need, walking on those little legs would take a while for sure. But he got there. Yeah. And how did he get there? Did Tiffany put him in there? And also we'll get fucking Fiona Dorff as well. Right. You know, from Colton Curse as well. Mm-hmm. I'm really excited to see her because she's Charles Lee Ray as well. Yes. Now.
Yeah, I mean, I have a lot of questions and not a lot of answers yet.
Sure.
So.
Yeah, I mean, we weren't expecting to get almost anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
how will Kyle play into this? How will Andy play into this? Is Andy literally calling every eBay sale?
It's like, is it Chucky? Does he say his name's Chucky?
Yeah. Was there a Chucky? Yeah. Was there a Chucky doll in the good guys line? You know?
Yeah, because
I would assume not.
Yeah.
I assume not. So he knows instantly if he contacts these people. eBay people usually don't give out their phone number.
No.
Their personal phone number to call. So that's a little bit of bullshit. But he is a 14-year-old kid. Pretty stupid. So maybe he did. Because he wants $1,500. So he could probably move out of his dad's house. So he doesn't want to be there anymore. $1,500 ain't going to get you very far. But whatever.
Did you like the ventriloquist?
Yeah, I mean, I can't say, okay, speaking of which, I can say, I did like that scene. I think that was great because that kind of establishes what we talked about earlier. He's sticking up for him, right? Jake was the bullied, and then he turns it around on the audience, and everyone's laughing with him and not at him. So that's good stuff. Yeah. And it makes sense. Chucky's a fucking doll. The ventriloquist scene, this was something that was always meaning to happen. I also like the Chuck E. Cheese line. That's cute. But one thing, and my memory of this trailer isn't 1,000%, but I feel like what I think I'm most happy about is that I feel like almost everything, not everything, but a lot of what I saw in the trailer was in this episode, which is very exciting. Right? So, I have no fucking clue. I thought that the ventriloquist scene was going to happen 3-4 episodes deep after they'd bonded and become friends and whatever.
There's definitely one scene in the trailer that I remember that wasn't in this episode.
Sure, there's definitely stuff.
But I think you're right, though. I think the majority of it was. We should rewatch it and see.
No. I don't want to remind myself of anything I've forgotten.
Yeah, well... I like that there's a lot, but a lot of the trailer happened in this episode, which is cool because it means that there'll be, new things for us to see later on that we won't have seen.
Well, because they're not going to show Tiff. Right. They're not going to show Andy, which is kind of cool because, a show like this really hinges on people watching it.
Yes.
And a lot of the times you have to give too much. To entice an audience to come and watch it. And they were pretty reserved with the trailer. They didn't put any legacy characters outside of Chucky, but the majority of people are watching this for Chucky. Yeah, that's right. And so that's what they need to show. But imagine if Halloween, didn't tell us that Laurie Strode was going to be in it.
Oh my gosh, right?
And we went in the theater and we were like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that would
have blown our mind. But they wouldn't have made as much money.
No.
So I think that
that's kind of their
I like the reservation on this. They kind of held back, and we're a little bit more patient with it, and I dig that. We didn't see anything. I have no idea how any of these characters are playing into this at all, except for I can only assume Andy's looking to eradicate any Chucky doll.
Yeah, that's
now he has to worry that every Chucky doll is a potential.
Right.
And for the record, I think Chucky is definitely, this has become his doll now. He's kind of claimed the good guy doll as his, but realistically, he could become any doll.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Right?
Yeah.
And we see with fucking Fiona Dorff's character, he can become a person too. Yes. Right? Yeah. So is he gonna start taking kids over? Are we gonna see multiple Charles Lee Ray fucking humans?
That would be cool.
In the show?
If he ends up taking over.
Yeah. I could see that. I could see him expanding the cult of Chucky.
Yeah.
Start taking over kids in the school. Start taking over inanimate object dolls. You know, you just have like a whole army of Chucky at the end.
That would be interesting.
So we'll see. I mean, even if he kills this doll,
right,
another doll could just replace him.
Yeah, it's possible for sure.
Yeah. But what's his purpose? Where is this heading? I don't know. I don't have enough information yet.
But that's exciting.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, very exciting.
Anything more? I think we covered pretty much everything.
I think so.
Killed that cat.
Yeah.
Yeah. That cat. We found the ear.
Yeah.
And that's about it. If I'm forgetting something, I apologize. Typically when I do these and I don't take notes or anything, I then like an hour after, or like I'll get a comment, be like, why didn't you talk about this? I'm like, oh, fuck. Super annoying. Right. I'm going to end this by saying that if you think that this face makeup that's on her was just for this video, I can assure you that she came out at like in the morning right after we woke up with her face like this. She's been stoked about this and all damn day, all month, all year. She's had this. We went out in public. Yeah, she went to work.
Grocery store.
You ran into your work looking like that.
I did.
We went to the grocery store. We went to the park. We went everywhere.
Played basketball in this face makeup.
Yeah, it was awesome. So, anyway.
Yeah. Heidi fucking ho.
Heidi fucking ho. All right. Well, until next week, we'll be covering this show every week. Let us know what you think is going to happen in the next episode so I can tell you that you're fucking crazy because we don't have enough information on what's going to happen. But we'll find out together. See you next week.
Bye.
Adios.